But here we see that both knights and dragons have changed significantly. Secondly, indeed, a beautiful candidate for the role of the Knights of Europe could be the newly elected German Chancellor, our Merz. His victory, firstly, it is narrow. And with this alone, it elevates Merz from the ranks of repeatedly stale such used rusted Knights of Europe. Merz is all about victory. He is in a certain euphoria from this victory, and he has a chance to make a couple of foolish moves, which the other European leaders are no longer capable of. And these foolish moves might accidentally turn out to be fateful. And those very ones that will change the situation, short circuit the magic of Trump and the evil sorcery of Putin. And why do I speak about the necessity of foolishness and the hope for foolishness? The fact is, everything smart has already been tried. And as it turns out, everything smart no longer works. And everything looks ridiculous and pathetic. And the only hope left is in foolishness. As for the elections in Germany, yes, it's amusing there. There, several victories of Merz were spoiled by the AfD, a party that in Germany is commonly referred to behind closed doors as fascist. But precise classification, you understand, is now impossible because no one understands what fascism is. Anyone who wants to understand what fascism is, I say, no, not that. For the 225th time, they should buy the book, The Origin of the Genius of Fascism, even if they do not fully satisfy their curiosity. Nevertheless, it will be, well, let's say significantly more than zero. So what is it about the AfD that spoiled the elections in Germany? Let's explain now. Just as in Russia, there are many millions of so-called, pardon me, Sovok lovers. In Germany, there are many who long for the Trabants, for Honecker and other attributes of the German Sovok, for that blatant GDR nostalgia, which should have already been forgotten. And moreover, all of this thrives there, in the lands of the former GDR, somewhere in Saxony, where in fact this movement originated. This movement, the alternative, seems unnatural. It seems perverse in such a fairy tale and advanced country like modern Germany. But it turns out that millions of people long for the Berlin Wall, barbed wire, the Soviet system, the grayness. And all of this is of the same nature as the nostalgia for the USSR. In Russia, where at least 10 million people long for the barbed wire of the camps, in Russia they hang portraits of Stalin, Brezhnev, and Dropov. And if you dig a little into the origins of this AfD, the unification of Germany did not impress everyone. The press only spread enthusiasm, but there were plenty of mourners for the People's Factories, for Katharina Witt, for the Stasi, for the blue ties. Well, later on, he infiltrated this party and feels quite comfortable there. Cult of Krieg, ASS, other abominations. And leading all this, I must say, is little Alice Weidel, who, well, you can easily imagine her anywhere, in any position, except as the leader of such a reactionary party. Little Alice is an open lesbian who is in a formal marriage with a lovely individual from Sri Lanka. And little Alice exploits Syrian refugees as domestic help herself. And they pay taxes in Switzerland. So I would say not quite the suitable candidate, but nevertheless, it is what it is.